Breaking news. A lot of exciting things unfolded this week. Hear about it all in this week's third round news. I'll now hand it over to Battle Rap Mayor. And remember, it's not where you heard it first, but where you heard it best.
Welcome to another episode of Third Round News. Today's date is December the 15th, 2021. And it's been one crazy week. On this week's episode of 15 Minutes of Fame, Geechee Gotti caught celebrating the win versus Dre Dennis. Over this past weekend, Gates of the Garden had a big event, and Geechee Gotti and Dre Dennis was the main headline with a one-rounder. A lot of the BRC is calling it either way. The other half is calling it Geechee's way. And in this interview, he also stated that he will always go hard in small leagues. From here on out, he has learned his lesson. And also 15 Minutes of Fame caught Dre Dennis's opinion on the battle. Dre Dennis says he just wanted to prove that he can rock with whoever and he can battle anyone, and also he should be a contender in the Champion of the Year combo. He also went in on his resume this year and he feels he just does not get his just due. I don't know, you definitely have to tell us what you feel about that. In other news, speaking of the Champion of the Year, Geechee Gotti states that he will hurt her in this week's episode of Champion, talking Jazz the Rapper. You know, these two have had an ongoing feud for about a year now. It went from Twitter to battles to interviews. We all know that Jazz the Rapper has Geechee Gotti at the top of her list. Geechee Gotti, not so much. If you've seen his last male versus female battle, you would see why. It's almost like bullying when Geechee Gotti goes up against a woman. But this is Jazz the Rapper we're talking about. She is legendary in her own right. Will there be a battle versus Geechee Gotti and Jazz the Rapper in the near future? I don't know. Let time tell. In other news, chest throw shots at Mook once again. Warns Mook to get nicer. In his Hip Hop Is Real interview, he claims that Murder Mook has not been holding up the torch the way he's supposed to. And also claimed he does not want to learn from the new guys, and this is why he is failing so badly. Chest said he's just a baby in this sport and Murder Mook is like a father. And also said if this battle was to ever be set up, he will hold no punches back for Murder Mook. He will in fact go full force at Murder Mook. In other news, New Jersey battle rapper Shotgun Suge set to bury his brother today. If you can, get over to his Twitter, his Instagram, any way you can get to him, send him a few prayers and a few good thoughts. We all know he has a battle coming up versus real name Brandon, and this is just so hard to deal with. Rashawn Jamal Newsom just passed this December 4th, 2021. We are very sorry to hear that. And is set to get buried today. Shotgun Suge, my heart goes out to you. Condolences to your family. In other news, urltv is suing RBE. They're in fact suing them for torturous interference. We all know that these two leagues have a back and forth. URL known to block a lot of battles that's set over in RBE, and RBE known to throw battles when URL throws their battles. At the end of the day, the BRC feel like this feud is just getting old. We want this to stop because RBE is the second best league. And if these two can somehow get together, that'd be an amazing card. But the only time they will be getting together in the near future is in the courtroom. I guess the URL had a performance agreement with Daylight and King Los during the King Los and Daylight battle that was booked in RBE a couple years back. This news was dropped on Street Star Norbes' YouTube channel. If you haven't heard about it, I suggest you get over there and watch the video. With all that said, this has been another episode of Third Round News, and remember, it's not where you heard it first, but where you heard it best.
I could probably relate to hard life since grade school. I'd rather die huge than to get shorted. Pull out the fake real niggas and